Our final video testimony is from Guadalupe
My third grader
Williamson.
attends a Title I school in the district and has an intellectual disability. We also have a second grader in private school enjoying in-person learning for 8 months now. Despite the pandemic, my son in private school is doing great academically and emotionally. But my son in FCPS is not doing well, emotionally or academically, because for almost a year, he wasn't allowed into his classroom. My son was set to return to school last October with Group 3, but the board's poor planning actually meant he returned to school until 4 months later. His therapies continue to be provided virtually, and this has only changed because I, not you, have been pushing the school to do better. FCPS is now having to provide recovery services for children with disabilities. Some of these recovery services are being offered on Saturdays, virtually. Students need recovery service because virtual learning didn't work. So why is the recovery being provided virtually? Bad ideas abound at FCPS. Lead district representative said at the last board meeting that most students are currently virtual because of fear of COVID. Let me tell you other important reasons that weren't mentioned. Number one, students today are stuck with virtual because this decision was made long ago. Many of these parents wish they could change their choice. Number two, what you offered last year was never a full-time option, but a hybrid model. Several parents said sending children 2 days complicated work schedules and was inconsistent, so they chose virtual. Number three, some schools like my son's presented to us a reality of in-person learning where kids will not be allowed to socialize, not allowed to use materials, will not have recess, and were told they will continue to use their laptops all day. The scenario was so sad it made virtual appealing. My school board representative also said that schools aren't open because COVID was in control. The last thing we want to hear from our elected officials is that they aren't in control. We get the groceries, the mail, electricity, doctor appointments, and I am glad all of these service providers remain in control, as did my son's private school and more than 50% of the school systems in the country. Considering how much from our taxes goes to FCPS, I had expected the school district that today will be leading the way during the pandemic, ensuring their students receive the best education despite the challenges. Instead, its reputation is blasted everywhere in the media. Teachers are exhausted and the students are leaving. Why even today are schools not open for all? You have the vaccines, you have millions in COVID aid, and you have students eager to be in the classroom. The only thing we're clearly missing is leadership. Those advocating for schools to remain closed this past month denying a free, appropriate public education to my child with special needs should resign. You did not lead the district based on needs of the students you represent, but instead allowed interest groups to influence your decisions. After all, lead district representatives said it best. The school board members are not in control.